Okay, Declan, we're going to do a time test. It's going to have 2s and 3s on it. This one is the one we're going to do. 7 times 2, 8 times 2, 3 times 7. Okay, so have that one, pause this if you have to find it, because we're going to get going right now. Okay, that's one. There you go. Okay, ready? Come over the corner. And go. Keep your mask on, please. Okay, go ahead and circle any you didn't get to. Go ahead and just circle ones you didn't get to as quickly as you can. Declan, hopefully you're circling yours you didn't get to. All right, is anybody still circling? Okay. When I say the answers, please remember to check if you wrote the right answer. Okay, I'm still grading some of these where people just wrote the wrong answer, but they didn't circle it, so then they got it wrong when they turned it in. Okay, the idea of circling it is you go, oop, I gotta fix that one. Okay, yes, go ahead real quick. All right, here we go. Number 1, 7 times 2 is 14. Number 2, 8 times 2 is 16. Number 3, 7 times 3 is 21. Number 4, 2 times 7 is 14. Number 5, 3 times 7 is 21. Number 6, 2 times 6 is 12. Number 7, 3 times 3 is 9. Number 8, 3 times 2 is 6. Number 9, 3 times 9 is 27. Number 10, 4 times 3 is 12. Number 11, 3 times 3 is 9. Number 12, 7 times 3 is 21. Number 13, 5 times 3 is 15. Number 14, 3 times 7 is 21. They did that one a lot so far. Number 15, 2 times 2 is 4. Number 16, 3 times 4 is 12. Number 17, 5 times 3 is 15. Number 18, 3 times 3 is 9. Number 19, 2 times 6 is 12. Number 20, 7 times 2 is 14. Number 21, 3 times 3 is 9. Number 22, 2 times 9 is 18. Number 23, 2 times 8 is 16. Number 24, 3 times 7 is 21. Number 25, 2 times 2 is 4. Number 26, 9 times 3 is 27. Number 27, 3 times 8 is 24. Number 28, 3 times 3 is 9. Number 29, 4 times 3 is 12. And number 30, 3 times 3 is 9. All right, take a minute or two to go ahead and get any that weren't done or incorrect corrected. And then you can put that in your assignment folder when you're done with that. on your desk when you're done, but also just get your whiteboard and your whiteboard marker and something to erase it. You don't really need your math book open just yet. And you can actually mute the thing for us. Yes. If you're done with your time test, put that in your assignment folder, so it's already there. Yes.
Are we gonna look at our boards today?
Your boards today, what do you mean? If you have some free time. Otherwise, you can get it done tonight, or tomorrow morning when you get here, or sometime we do it. But we do need to do social science stuff. Yes?
Can I put my jacket on?
Yes, you may. All right. Now, yesterday, we worked on arrays. And an array is just another way of thinking about how to multiply and what multiplication really is. And the idea of arrays is kind of helpful in real life, because when you see a bunch of rows that have the exact number of things in every row, you can do a multiplication problem. If you know how many are in each row and how many rows there are, you can just multiply, all right? Now, talking about arrays is actually going to lead us into the thing we're going to talk about today. Because today, please don't draw on that, because that's not a whiteboard and it won't erase. Just have your whiteboard out. You don't need your clipboard, just your whiteboard. All right. So what I want to do is I want to practice today making some arrays that would have been like what we did yesterday. We're going to do it one way first. We're going to do it a different way next. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you first what you're going to do, and then I'm going to have you do it on a different one. If I said to make 3 rows of 6, 3 rows of 6 would look like this. And I'm just going to use objects. There's 6 in the first row. There's 6 in my second row. There's 6 in my third row. That would be an array that shows 3 rows of 6. Yes?
Another one was saying to make 3 rows and 6 columns.
Correct. It will be 6 columns. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you another set of numbers. I want you to make just a shape for each thing. Don't do the thing yet where you try to do like a box and then separate the box. Okay, we'll do that eventually, but I just want you to do it with shapes first. Okay? All right. Erase your board if you have something on it. And I would like you to make an array that has 5 rows of 4. Go ahead and make an array that has 5 rows of 4, and try to make it fairly neat so it's a rectangle when you're done.
Mine doesn't work.
Yes.
My marker doesn't work.
I agree. What would you like to do?
Can I borrow one? Thank you.
That's good. if you're done, hold it up so I can see it. 5 rows of 4. Zoe, that's good. Yes, you got it. Yes. Yes. Okay, look at your board. 5 rows of 4. Just think about how you have to hold it up one. You're not wrong, but the way you were pulled, there you go. Do you see why? Because when you did it, when you turned the board, 5 rows of 4. Yes, but don't look at your numbers. Because you have the numbers in the wrong spot. You have this as 4, that's only 5. 5 rows of 4. Look at yours again. You have 5 rows. Brody, look at yours again and how you're holding it up. That one's good. 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 Now it's good. Thank you for realizing you didn't have to erase it. Because some of you, can I use yours as an example? Because I had a couple people do like this. And that's not 5 rows of 4, is it? That's 4 rows of 5. But then Courtney just had to go, oh. Now it's 5 rows of 4. All you have to do is turn it, don't you? Okay, that's the commutative. Yes?
The row goes side to side.
A row goes that way. So if I have a row of 4, if I have a row of 4, this is where listening is very important because you're trying to talk because you want to understand something. And I totally know what you want. And I'm going to tell you right now. You ready? Watch. I want a row of 4 circles. Ready? Watch. Are there 4 circles in that row? Okay. How many rows do I need?
5. Oh. I thought you meant 5 in each row and 4 down.
Nope. That's why it says 5 rows of 4. Okay? All right, let's do another one. This time do 8 rows of 3. Do 8 rows of 3. You gotta erase it and then move along, and you need your mouse button. Got a lot going on here. Do 8 rows of 3. Hold it up if you're done. Good, Calvin. You're good. That's good. That's good. Your circles kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. That's good. I believe that's good. It's kind of tiny. That one's good. You're good. That one's good. All right. Good. Ran out of space. Just kind of squeeze it in there. Oh, okay. That one's good. You know what you're doing. Okay, wait a minute. 8 rows of 3. So how many should be in each row? Just all you have to do is erase your hand. Get rid of everything, all right? There you go. Word. So worried about filling those in, you start going crazy with dots. All right, so that would be correct once you get rid of that last column. There you go. That's 8 rows of 3. Okay, now you have an option when you make it this way. Some people like to do this. 8 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they'll mark down one thing for each row. And then they'll go, I need 3 in each row, so that means I need 2 more added on, right? And they'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now you want to try to be fairly neat when you do this. Because if it turns out in a nice rectangle, it's easier to see that it's a nice array. Okay? Other people, who likes to do it that way? Make one for each row and then fill in your rows. Okay, you just have to be careful because some people, when they do it that way, will go, okay, here's my 8 rows. I need 3 in each row. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that, Calvin?
Now they have 4.
Now there's 4. So you have to remember that this one counts as a 1, and then you're adding 2 and 3. Okay, so be careful of that. Other people like to do this. I need 3 in every row. I need 8 rows. And they just make 1, 2, 3, and there's my first row. And then they go 1, 2, 3, there's my second row. 1, 2, 3, there's my third row. And I'll keep doing that till I have 8 rows. Who says I like doing it that way? Okay. They're both great ways as long as you end up with 8 rows of 3, right? Okay, now, the more difficult way of doing this is going to be where you actually make the box with smaller boxes inside. But what we're going to do today in math is going to kind of require you, I don't think you actually have to make one. Well, maybe you do. I can't remember the assignment. But being able to make one of these is kind of what we're doing in math. Okay? But we're going to use it for something different. All right? Yes?
Your second row of X's kind of look like Y's.
Okay. All right, so right now I'm going to make one, and then I'm going to have you make some. Okay? And I'm going to give you some tips about how to do it. All right? I'm going to do 6 rows of 4. Okay, now, don't do anything yet. Just watch me up here. I'm going to do the one where I'm going to make a box with smaller boxes inside of it. I need 6 rows, and I'm going to have 4 in each row. So a good thing to already do in your head is kind of have the idea that this is going to be a rectangle that's taller than it is wide, right? Because it's going to be 6 down and 4 across. So watch what I'm going to already do. Did you kind of hear how I thought through that? It's going to be 6 rows, 6 and 4 across. 4. So watch what I'm going to do. See how I made my rectangle taller than it is wide? Because I know it's going to end up being that shape eventually, right? Okay, now I have to end up with 6 rows. I want you to see something here. If I make one line or one cut, how many pieces do I end up with?
2.
Okay? If I make 3 lines, how many pieces do I end up with? Lily?
4.
Okay. If I make 4 lines, how many pieces do I end up with?
5.
5. Every time I make a line, or however many lines I make, I end up with 1 more piece, right? So if I made 8 cuts or lines, how many boxes would I have? How many would I have? I would have 9 boxes. So if I want to make 6 rows, how many lines do I need to make? I want there to be 6. So how many cuts do I need to make to end up with 6? How many lines? Lily?
5.
I need to make 5 lines. See how I kind of thought it through ahead of time a little bit? I thought about the shape, and then I thought about how many lines I'll have to make going that way. Okay? So now, I'm going to make my 5 lines, and I want my boxes to kind of be about the same size. So I don't want to do this. Because now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My 6th one is gigantic. So I don't want to really do it like that. I want them to be kind of spaced out evenly. Okay? If you have an odd number of lines to make, here's something you can do. I'm going to go right to the middle and make 1 line. Now I need 2 more on each side, don't I? So I'm going to cut this one into thirds. And I'm gonna cut this part into thirds. See how those are kind of spaced out about the same? Okay, now you can just kind of go, yeah, about here, yeah, about here, yeah, about there. And you can just do it that way, that's fine too. Okay, now I have to make my down. How many lines will I make if I need 4 spaces? How many lines will I make?
3.
I'm gonna make 3 lines. Same thing, it's an odd number of lines, so I'm gonna go 1 right down the middle, 2, and in the middle of this one will be 3. And then I end up with pretty nice looking boxes, and I didn't have to add anything different, okay? All right, I'm gonna give you a certain number of rows, and how many are in each row. I want you to make a decent looking array that's a box like this, okay? And I'm gonna show you another way to kind of do it that also works. All right, so make for me 4 rows of 5. So first think to yourself, what's my shape gonna be? 4 rows, 5 across the top. And make your shape about that shape. And then you can start filling them in. 4 rows of 5. So make 4 rows of 5 with boxes. That works. That works. That works. 4 rows of 5. When you're done, you can hold it up so I can check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, kind of skinny. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. That's good. I think you did 5 of 5. Check it out. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically, the way you're holding it, that is 5 rows of 4. I need 4 rows of 5. So you need 4 rows and have 5 in each row. Now it's 4 rows of 5 and you hold it like that. That's 4 rows of 5. Ooh, nice. That's good. All right. Oh, William's using the whole thing. I can't believe I used the whole thing. All right, you got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Kind of skinny, but that's all right. You got it. How many of you are kind of like, it's kind of hard for me to make those and have them be like the right size? Okay, if it's hard to do, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. Kind of skinny. You might have been better going the other direction. Yes? Oh, you have trouble doing that? Watch how I'm going to do my 4 rows of 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. See how I'm kind of spreading these dots out? Okay? Now, watch what I'm going to do. All those dots, that's really hard to tell what that is. See how they're not matched up? Okay? All of those dots need to be in the middle of a box. Watch what I'm going to do. Okay? See what I did first? I made a big box around it. Now, watch what I'm going to do. And then if I'm doing something that I don't need the dots, I can just kind of get rid of the dots. Okay? Did you see what I did there though? That works. I didn't try to make the box thing. Okay? Here's the biggest thing you want to avoid doing. 4 rows of 5. And then kind of going, don't try to make squares inside the square. Try to make lines and lines. Okay? All right, now the reason they had us learn about arrays is that today, if you go to page number 219 in your book, page 219, you can put your whiteboard marker away. And anything else having to do with the whiteboard. 219. And Jordan can unmute these. 219 is our page.
Oh, I want to be in that car. I want to have that. That would be fun.
All right. If you look at the very top of page 219, it says that the skill that we're working on is solving problems by making a table. In this case, a table is not the thing that you sit at to eat dinner. A table is going to be a group of boxes that's going to contain information. And it's information that's going to help you. Now, remember, when we're learning a new skill, do they give you like really hard problems right away?
No.
No, they give you simple problems so that you can easily do them, but you're learning the skill. Please remember, you're learning a skill. Because every year I have people read this and they go, oh, I know the answer. And because they think, oh, I just know the answer, they don't learn the skill, and then when they get to the point where they have to use the skill, they don't have it. Okay? So the problems aren't meant to be really hard problems. The problems are just there to help us learn the skill of making a table. So really focus your mind on that idea that we're making a table. That's what we're learning about. Okay? Somebody read about Selma for us. Bethany, go ahead.
Someone got 3 shorts and 2
Shirts.
shirts. One got 4 shorts and 2 shorts. Shirts. How many different shirts and shorts outfits can each girl make?
Okay, so each girl, and then what does that mean? Each girl bought some shorts and shirts. Is it kind of a tongue twister for you? Shorts and shirts and shorts and shirts and shorts and shirts. Okay. So we're going to actually, to figure out how can they dress themselves differently as many times as possible. That's what it means by how many outfits. Now, here's a problem sometimes in math and sometimes with taking tests. How many of you might not have known what it meant when it said, how many different shirt and short outfits can each girl make? How many of you are like, I'm not sure what they meant by outfits? Okay. What they mean is, if I have a blue shirt and red shorts, and a green shirt and yellow shorts. Now, don't worry about whether the colors go together, but I could wear one of the pairs of shorts with each of the shirts, right? And I could wear the other pair of shorts with each of the shirts. They would make different outfits, wouldn't they? Okay? We're going to use a table to help us figure out how many they can have. All right? Here we go. First thing we have to understand that 2 girls went shopping. One of them bought 3 shorts and 2 shirts. One of them bought 4 shorts and 2 shirts. Okay? We understand that. We don't have to write it in. if we can see up there. What do we need to find? How many different shirt and short outfits they can each make? That's what we're trying to find. Our plan is that we're going to organize our information in a table of columns and rows. Do you see how they had us work with arrays first so we could make this? Now, for you guys, you don't have to make this. They made it for you. But I want you to look what they're doing. Do we know what colors these shirts and shorts are? We don't know, do we? So look what they did. For Selma, see how they made an array? And they have a spot for her name, and the fact that she has shirt number 1 and shirt number 2. And so we don't get confused, what did they call the shorts? What did they call the shorts? Here's the shirts. What did they call the shorts? The shirts are 1 and 2. What did they call the shorts?
A, B, and C.
A, B, and C. Now I want you to see how we're going to use this. She could wear shorts A and shirt number 1. And they're going to call that outfit A1. She could also wear shorts A and shirt number 2. It's a different shirt, right? So that's a new outfit. That's outfit A2. Now she's going to move on to her other pair of shorts. Shorts B, she can wear with shirt number 1. And look, that's a different outfit. It's B1. That's not A1 or A2. It's B1. She can wear shorts B with shirt number 2. That's B2. Then she can move to her third pair of shorts. She can wear shorts C with shirt number 1 and shorts C with shirt number 2. And I know these are all different combinations because none of them match, do they? Okay? This table is an organized way of finding this answer. How many different outfits can Selma wear? How many outfits can she wear? That'll be different based on what she owns.
3.
Not 3.
Ooh. B1 and 2.
Well, she could wear any of these outfits.
Oh, C2.
Well, she can wear any of them. How many? Not which one. How many can she wear?
6.
There are 6 different outfits she can wear. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you see them all? See how they're all different? This is C1. That's A2. That's B1. That's C2. That's B2. That's A1. And notice it's all organized. So I know I covered every single outfit combination because I got all my boxes filled in. Yes?
I thought you meant like put together like A1 and A2, that would make 1 and then...
No, because A1, she's already wearing shorts and a shirt. Okay? All right, let's check out Laura. Laura had 4 pairs of shorts and 2 shirts. And then they did the exact same thing, didn't they? When they got done, how many outfits could she wear? They did the exact same thing. They matched shorts A with shirt 1, shorts A with shirt 2, and they kept on doing that until they filled in the whole chart. How many combinations does she have?
8.
There's 8 different ways she can dress before she'll ever wear the same thing again, right? Because she can switch. Yes? Or you still have your hand up? Okay. Does that kind of make sense that it's organized? Because think about it this way. What if I was Laura, and let's say that I did call them A, B, C, and D. And what if I did it like this? Well, I'm going to wear my A2, and maybe I'll wear my C1, and I'll wear my D2, and my A1, and my B1. How many of you are already confused about which ones I've already done? In order to write, I have to keep on looking back up to this, don't I? To see if I've used them all. This is disorganized, isn't it? I'm just kind of randomly picking things. This is very organized. I have my shirt number 1 and my shirt number 2. And this is always going to have number 1 in that column. This is always going to have 2 in that column. Here's shorts A. A will always be in that row. Okay? You see why they had us learn arrays before this? All right. Go to the next page. They're going to have a slightly different problem, but it'll have the same kind of thing that we can do to figure it out. Okay. This one we're going to have to actually make something for it. Okay? How many lunches can Malia make if she chooses one main dish and one side dish? Okay, what are my main dishes according to the menu? You have to look at the menu. What are my main dishes on the menu? Calvin, what are they?
Tacos, grilled cheese, sandwich, or noodles.
Okay. What are my sides that I can choose from? Go ahead, Jordan.
Fruit, soup, vegetables.
Okay, vegetable versus veggies. All right. There's all the things I can get. What they're saying is, if you can just get one main dish and one side dish, how many different combinations of a lunch could you come up with? Well, let's go ahead and down where it says solve, we're going to make a table. If I put my main dishes in the left-hand side to make my rows, how many rows do I need? If I'm going to put my main dishes, you got to really focus, because right now you're like, right? Okay, you got to focus. If I'm going to put my main dishes in the left-hand side, kind of like they have the shorts over here on the other page, I'm going to have my main dishes over here. How many slots do I need in my array to do that? I need 3 because there's 3 main things. How many do you want to vote? I don't want to write the word tacos. I don't want to write grilled cheese sandwich. And I don't want to write noodles. Let's not write it then. We don't need to. How about if we just call taco T? Okay? So do this for me. Down in the plan, oh, wait a minute. Well, you guys can still see your menu, right? So let's do this. Down here in the solve part, let's do this. Put a T kind of near the top, kind of up in this area. The next thing is a grilled cheese sandwich, so I'm going to put G under that. Yes?
I didn't know tacos can turn into a liquid.
Then I'm going to put down, is it noodles?
Yeah.
N for noodles. Okay? Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to start making my array by putting a line. And it doesn't really matter how far I make my line go. But see how I split those things up to start making my array? Now I'll probably need to also put a line on the top and on the bottom. It just makes it look a little neater. And then I also want to separate the fact that these are my choices for the main dish from everything else. So I'll just put a line behind those letters. Okay? What are my side dish options? What are they? Zoe, what are they?
Fruit and veggies.
Okay, let's do the same thing to that. I don't want to call them that. Unfortunately, they all start with a different letter, don't they? So we have fruit that we'll call F. And look how where I wrote it. I wrote it up above that top line. I didn't want to put it here because this is where we're going to make our array. I put it up above the top line. So this is my fruit column. Soup is another side. So I'll put an S for soup. And then veggies is my last one. So I'll put a V for veggies. Now I can know where to put my columns. So watch what I'm going to do. Now I'm totally set up to make a really nice, organized list. So what I can do is say, well, I can do tacos with fruit. I can do tacos with soup. I can do tacos with veggies. A TV. I can do grilled cheese with fruit, grilled cheese with soup, grilled cheese with veggies. And then I can also know that I have noodles and fruit, noodles and soup, noodles and veggies. Those are all of my possible lunch item options if I get a main dish and a side dish. So how many different lunches could I get? How many different lunches are up there? Jordan? How many? Say it real loud.
9.
Correct, there are 9 different lunches. Okay, and this is a list of every single possible lunch I could get if I combined them in a different way. Okay? And that's all an organized list in a table is. Did anybody notice that as soon as we made the FSV and made our lines down, before we filled these in, who says, I already knew there was 9. Before we wrote GV, TS, G, how many of you were like, oh, it was an array of 3 by 3, which is 9. Hang on a second. There might be something to that. Selma bought 3 shorts and 2 shirts. She made an array that had 3 and 2. What's 3 times 2?
6.
6. How many combinations did she have? 6. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Are you telling me, what if I told you this? What if at this same restaurant, instead of 3 main dishes, they also had a 4th main dish that will have the bologna sandwiches.
What?
Without filling this in, can somebody tell me how many lunch combinations there are now? I added bologna sandwiches as a main dish. How many are there now? You know?
12.
There will be 12, correct. And you've won a trip to the bathroom. Congratulations. All right. There's going to be 12 because now there's 4 over here, but there's still 3 here. 4 times 3 is 12. Oh my goodness. This is just basically a multiplication problem. Now, they're going to have you actually filling some things in on your assignment. Okay? Yes?
This restaurant's really bad if they only sell 5 things.
What?
This restaurant's really bad if they don't sell one.
Maybe it's really good because they focus on making it delicious in the things they do.
But they kind of need a little more food.
Yeah, maybe. I've been to places that offer too many things though, and none of them are very good because they offer too many options. Okay, go to the actual assignment because the assignment isn't going to be all that terribly difficult. If you go to page number 223, on 223 and 224, if you look at those 2 pages, they already made the arrays for you, didn't they? You don't even have to make this stuff. You are going to fill in all of the options though, okay? But it should be fairly simple. And do you notice in the parentheses, they're showing you what you should write as the shortened version of it. So if you're looking at page 223, let me actually get it up on the board. All right, on 223, on this one, the striped, should I write the word striped in here?
No.
What should I write?
Ooh.
Just write an S. That's what this means. It means just write S. So this one's going to be S-T. This one will be S-B. All right? Go ahead and get started. You still have to answer a question for each one of these things, but you do have to fill out the arrays. All right? So make sure you fill out the arrays, answer the questions. You have a little time right now to work before we go to recess. Yes?
What do I do here?
What do you mean? Well, did you read it?
Sound the sound and then
Read the whole thing, and then if you have a question, you can ask. I am going to have Declan stop for now.